after eating, sometimes I get a little sleepy too. Okay, so we are going to be doing a lesson. More of a review lesson on landforms and bodies of water, but we're really focusing on landforms in terms of the pre-assessment that you did a little bit ago for me, and then you'll have a little bit of a post-assessment that's kind of similar, and it's going to deal with strictly landforms, but we will be talking about bodies of water just for the sake of the activity that we're doing. I do want to start off by saying that this lesson is part 1 and part 2. So we are doing half of the lesson today, and then the fun, hands-on part of the building will be next week when I come, okay? Because that's just, we don't have enough time, okay? So, first, I want to play this video for you. And then this is going to review and recap some of the landforms that you've been learning over the last few weeks with Mrs. Vitale.
Hello, friends. Today, we'll learn about types of landforms. But before jumping on to the topic, let me tell you what a landform is. Let go, buddy. See, land isn't a plane. It has many different forms, known as landforms. Each type of landform is defined by its shape, size, location, and what it's made of. Erosion by wind and water can wear down land and form landforms like canyons and valleys. Guys, look at this carefully. Tectonic plate movement under the Earth's surface can create landforms by pushing up mountains and hills. The different major landforms are mountains, hills, valleys, desert, plains, and plateaus. Let's learn about them one by one. Mountains. These are landforms higher than the surrounding areas. They're formed due to the tectonic movements, earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and erosion of the surrounding area caused due to wind, ice, and water. There are mainly 3 types of mountains. Fold mountains. The layout is built like this. Fault block mountains. Example include the Sierra Nevada mountains. And dome mountains. Black Hills of South Dakota is an example of dome mountain. Hills. Hills are lower than mountains, but are higher than their surrounding areas. Hills occur on every continent in a variety of environments. They're usually covered with grass and make perfect tourist destinations. Valleys. Valleys are low-lying areas of land between hills and mountains that are formed due to the actions of rivers and glaciers over millions of years. They're classified as V-shaped valleys and U-shaped valleys. V-shaped valleys are formed by the flowing rivers. The U-shaped valleys are formed due to glaciers. Desert. A desert landform is a plate that can little to no air. It can be either hot or cold, and sometimes both. It seems the camel is thirsty. Each desert landform has one thing in common. It has less than 10 inches of rain per year. Generally, deserts have a lot of wind because they're flat and have no or less vegetation to block out the wind. Plains. Plains are flat or the low relief areas on the surface of the earth. It might be formed as a result of the sedimentation of eroded soil from the top of the hills and mountains. Or might be due to flowing lava deposited by the agents of wind, water, and ice. Plateaus. Plateaus are flat highlands that are detached or separated from the surroundings due to steep slopes. They're formed by collisions of tectonic plates and magma action that cause a deformation in Earth's crust. For the Indus Valley civilization that came up near the river Indus. Now you know a lot about various forms of landforms. Stay tuned for the next video. Bye-bye.
All right, so before we jump in, I want to show you our I can statements for today's lesson, and these are the exact same I can statements that you are going to be using for part 2 of the lesson next week. So you know the drill. I can.
I can.
Create a model.
Create a model.
With Play-Doh and craft supplies.
With Play-Doh and craft supplies.
That represents shapes.
That represents shapes.
Different kinds of land.
Different kinds of land.
And bodies of water.
And bodies of water.
Our next one, this is our SEL. I can.
I can.
Demonstrate appropriate social
Demonstrate appropriate social
and classroom behavior
and classroom behavior.
that includes not shouting out,
That includes not shouting out,
being respectful,
being respectful,
and following directions.
and following directions.
I can.
I can.
Create a model
Create a model
that describes
that describes
a sequence of events
a sequence of events
involving landforms
involving landforms
and bodies of water
and bodies of water
after the lesson.
after the lesson.
Beautiful. So those are the 3 things that I expect you to be able to do once the lesson is over, not just today, but for next week as well. So, I'm going to go grab something because this is going to help you get an idea of what a model is. What is this? Earth, but what is this
Water.
called? Like, what am I holding? I know I'm holding Earth, but what is this? Spencer.
It's a fake ball of the world.
Yeah, right, which is what?
A model.
A model, right? So what is a globe supposed to represent? Who can tell me? Roar. No, yeah, this is a model, but what does this model represent? What is the Earth, right? What are some features of this globe? What are some things that you notice? Madeline. Yes, the clear part is all the water, right? What's something else someone notices? Emily.
A bunch of different colors
That are like land, right? In the different countries. Good job. So how is this globe like Earth? How is it similar to Earth? Marika. Right? So it's representing all the different parts of the Earth that are actually on Earth, right? How is this model different from Earth? Aubrey. Yeah, so Aubrey said that the countries might not really be pink and blue and green and yellow, right? What else, Spencer?
It's just a model. It's very small and stuff.
Yes, this is just a really small representation of what Earth looks like, but Earth is huge, right? If I had a real model of the size of Earth, it would be probably bigger than this classroom. Probably. Earth is very, very large. So, listen. Okay, listen. So, after explaining all of that to you, who can tell me what is a model? Jory.
A model is a type of thing that explains another thing, a smaller version, like that.
Yes. So a globe is a model of Earth, and a model is something that represents another thing. Beautifully said. I love that. So how is this model of Earth useful to us? What can we do with this model of Earth? AC.
You can see places on it.
Yes, you can see places on it. You can see where all the countries are and all the continents and the oceans. Beautiful job. Okay, that's all we needed the globe for. So we're just going to put the globe away. Now, I am going to display my anchor chart, and we are very quickly going to review these 10 landforms. Okay, so of these 10 landforms and a simple definition of what it means. Thank you so much, Jasper. So, this is a picture of a hill. And a hill is what? Who wants to read that for me? Madeline.
A large mound of land with
Rounded.
a rounded top, smaller than a mountain.
Good job. So a hill is a large mound of land with a rounded top, smaller than a mountain. Who can tell me what a valley is? Emily. Beautiful. Low land between hills or mountains. And for my friends in the back, if I call up on you and you have trouble seeing, you can come up and read it to see closer. Aubrey, can you tell everyone what a plateau is? Around it. Good job. So a plateau is an area of flat land that is higher than the land around it. Who can tell me what a plain is? Edie. A large flat area of land. Beautiful. Who can tell me what a mountain is? Chavez. Awesome. I know, it's kind of hard when the heat is blowing, but it's stopping. Okay, who can tell me what a volcano is? Amaya. You can come up if you need to see. That is totally okay with me. Okay, so this word right here. This is something that is new to you all. This is the only word that you are probably not familiar with. And the only reason you might be now is because when we took our pre-assessment, I gave you the heads up and explained it. So who wants to read to me what isthmus is? Ava. I know. Listening. Beautiful. So it is a narrow strip of land. I drew an arrow so you can see. This is an isthmus, a narrow strip of land that's connecting a larger part of land to another part of land. Beautiful. Who can tell me what a canyon is? Spencer.
A canyon, a large crack in the ground made by a river or many other things.
Many other things or beautiful. All right, Roar, how about you tell me what a peninsula is? Beautiful. And Romello, how about you come up here and tell everyone what an island is? With your beautiful smile.
The island is a small area of land that is surrounded by water.
Good job. Thank you, Romello. So, I am going to keep this anchor chart up the entire time during our lesson today. And it will be the same anchor chart I have up when we do part 2. So, now that we have quickly reviewed our 10 landforms that you will be assessed on at the end, I am going to tell you what we are doing for our lesson. But before I do that, I want to ask you a question. How do landforms and bodies of water interact with one another? It's okay if you don't know. But you should have an idea because I know Mrs. Vitale has taught you about different bodies of water and how they interact with landforms. Jory.
It's like some of them are like in the middle of a landform, like a pond. Forest is kind of a landform, or like a gulf.
wonderful. Jory is absolutely correct. So water flows through a landform typically. The flow and the quality of that water are influenced by the land surface. So depending on the type of landform, the water that's surrounded or flowing through it may look different. So any location's geography, climate, soil, land usage can all describe the condition of a land surface, which determines how water flows or surrounds an area. Okay? So, you guys are going to get into groups, and I have already grouped you up. So there's no need to be like, ooh, because I already grouped you up. I have it written down on this handy dandy piece of paper. There are going to be 5 groups of 3 and 1 group of 4. Okay? So, you are going to work with your group today to make a rough draft or a blueprint of the model you will create with Play-Doh and crafts next week. So you are going to each use a piece of paper, and I will give you paper, don't worry, and you are each going to create a model for next week. Now, there are some requirements, and I made a checklist for you so there is no confusion and you don't forget anything. So, when you are designing your landform, you need to have 2 or 3 different landforms, which means you need to pick 2 or 3 of these to try and recreate. You also need 1 or 2 different bodies of water, like an ocean, a river, a lake, okay? And there's a bunch of other ones I know you all know because you have learned these for the last few weeks.
Can I use some of them that's not even up there?
Sure. Yeah, because I know there are a couple that I have not listed. I just wanted to focus on the ones that you will be having on your post-assessment. You also need to make sure you label what your landforms and bodies of water are. So for when you're drawing your picture and your rough draft, you're just going to draw an arrow and write the landform or the body of water so I know exactly what you're modeling, okay? So I am going to give you some blank paper. You and your group are going to work together to draw out your model, pick your landforms, and pick your bodies of water. Once you all agree on your final draft, I will give you a piece of construction paper, and you are going to draw it nicely on your construction paper. And that is going to be your blueprint for when you create it next week. Okay? And then when you are done with the construction paper, you are going to write your group members' names on the back, so I know it's yours, and you will turn it into the back table so I can pass them back out next week. And then you can build it with Play-Doh, and I'm going to bring in some other things that will help you kind of add detail and make it really fun. Are there any questions before I put you in groups? Because we only have about like 15 minutes, 20 minutes or so to do this. Spencer. I am fine with you going and sitting somewhere, but it cannot get too loud in here. If it gets too loud and I have to tell you more than once, then you're going to have to move back to your table. We're going to do 2 strikes because I think you guys can handle being quiet and working with your group. And if I have to give you more than 2 strikes, you're going to have to go back to your seats and work quietly with your group, okay? Edie. No special chairs. You're just going to sit on the carpet if you like. You can sit at the back table if you like. You can sit on the carpet or in this front part of the room, or you can stay at your seat, and there probably will be a group that should stay at their seats. Madeline.
Can we do one that's not on there?
Yes, Spencer asked that, yes. Okay, so those are the ones that you are going to have on your post-assessment that I give you at the end of this, where you're matching again and writing a definition. So I want you to be able to remember those because those are the most important. But if there's one that I didn't include that you want to make, absolutely, just make sure you label it so I know. Okay? Jory, last question. Boys, make sure you're listening. What's a what?
A blueprint.
A blueprint is like a rough draft, like a design. A blueprint is another way to describe the rough draft of what you're doing. So your blueprint is the picture of your model that you draw, And then next week when I give you your Play-Doh and all of the other stuff, you're going to use that blueprint on the construction paper to help you remember what you're building. Okay? So it's kind of like when Mrs. Vitale gives you a writing packet and she has you write down details first and then you write your paper. It's kind of like the same concept. All right? I am going to tell you which groups you are in, and when you are in your group, I am going to pass out your checklist. As you do each thing, you need to put a check mark so you know that you've got everything covered. And if there are questions, I will be walking around to help you, give you ideas and things like that. Okay? So, my first group, Aubrey, Danish, and Roar. Okay? I kind of grouped you based on where you're sitting. My next group, Joy, Amaya, and Madeline. My third group, Emron, Ava, and Romello. My third group, Jory, Thomas, and AC. My fourth group, Mariko, Sade, and Jasper. And we better all be walking around with a smile on our face. And my group of four is Evie, Emily, Spencer, and Levi. Remember, we should be whispering.
Okay.
Listen. If you can hear me, put your hand up. Spencer, if you can hear me, put your hand up. You are quietly, level 0, walking to where you are going. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes. Now, you cannot work by yourself today. You have to work with Thomas and AC. All right, remember. Hey. Listen. I am going to pass out the checklist. Give me a thumbs up if you heard what I just said. So Mariko didn't hear what I just said. Roar didn't hear what I just said. Oh, Roar did hear what I just said. Romello didn't hear what I said. Everyone has a thumbs up now, right? All right. So I am going to give you a checklist, and then I am going to come by and give you a piece of paper. If you don't have a pencil or things to draw with, you should probably go get that. Because you can't draw with your fingers.
I wish we could.
Yes.
We will not draw with our fingers.
All right, remember, we should be quiet.
Oh, this.
You only get 2 warnings, and you're really close to getting your first one already.
Okay, vote. Who wants pink? Raise your hand if you want pink. Raise your hand if you want blue. So you don't want blue.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Where are you guys working? I need to know where you're working. Get going. You only have 15 minutes. 15 minutes. All these. Just in case you mess up. You need to figure out 2 to 3 different landforms. Yeah, you're drawing a picture of what you want your model to look like with Play-Doh. And then you need to label them.
I want to sit together and draw 3 on each paper.
You can draw 3 separate ones and then you can decide on the best one, or you can all kind of do it together. It's up to you.
Okay, so I'm gonna do mine.
Yes.
I know.
Have at least 2. You need 2 to 3 landforms.
Okay, 3 it is.
What?
do 1 and 2.
Yes, but ideally, you need to make sure you have 2 to 3 landforms.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna do volcano.
Yeah. You need to try.
Girl.
Or if you aren't good at drawing, you need to talk to someone about how you can sit up and work hard.
Wait, okay, fine, okay, I want to do volcano. We are doing volcano. Let's not work together, okay? No, I mean like not do the same thing.
Get some ideas and think about what you want.
I know. Let's just okay, guys, rock, paper, scissors. Let's do rock, paper, scissors. No, guys, we have to figure out. I don't think that one of you guys are going to do volcano. I know. Maddie? I got an idea. Let's do a volcano and a pond. I can do both at the same time. Let me speak! You guys are guys. And I'm talking to you. Stop talking. I'm trying to talk. But you guys just lying. Ow! Okay. Well, I'm trying to say that. Okay, top and a pond at the bottom. Okay, let's start. Okay, I always start about volcano. I'm going to start my volcano.
Make sure you're helping them.
And we're supposed to start.
You have to build this with Play-Doh. So this is your rough draft.
Yeah, we have to make it like, it can't be too real, it can't be too simple. We have to make it simple.
Figure out what you
That's how I got my volcano.
You need to try your best.
Looks like a what? Something. I like a volcano. No, that means at least I don't have my dad at work. Last time I said, you said two.
Remember, you
No,
say
one
what
time
I'm
I
reading.
said to Maya, and I'll give her and then she said, and I don't want to, and I know how she's going to pack it back, and I don't want to
If you
get
want volcanoes, if you want all your landforms, that's fine. You just have one or two.
oh, I don't
And then you
think
pick one or two bodies.
I have a surprise for her, and she's going to move it. It's a volleyball. Does she like volleyballs? Wait. Is it a big one? Uh-huh. Yes. It's a little large. Okay. We're doing a boat. Please, can we just do a volcano with a pond on it? Oh, yes. We're not doing a volcano with a pond on it. Yes, we are. Then you have your idea, and I have mine. Then we have ours. So we have all our ideas together. So is that what you want, or do you just want one separate? Before I can do one separate, I'm not doing it. So please just listen. Guys, you guys both do volcano. I let you do volcano. You guys are not letting me do one of mine. That's not fair. You think that's fair? So you guys get to do one.
And remember, everything needs to be labeled. Labeled. So once you draw a picture of a volcano, you need to draw an arrow and write volcano.
Okay, that's it.
If you're drawing a river, you need to draw an arrow and tell me that it's a river.
I know, but Mallie, well, I'm trying, but I'm
Okay.
trying, and you're just not.
Okay, listen to me.
They said volcano, and I'm trying to agree on one, and they just want to do all of them, all of the three things. No, I'm saying we can do a pond under the volcano, so you have your idea too. I just want to do it separate though.
Okay, listen.
Can we clear your?
Yes. Listen. You three need to work together to figure out what you want to do. And there are 3 of you, which means if you need to pick 2 or 3 landforms, all of you can pick a landform. And you can pick 1 to 2 bodies of water. So you guys need to decide amongst each other what you want to do. And if, for example, if you are picking all the landforms, then you need to let someone else pick the body of water. You need to all work together and equally contribute. Okay? Because you only have like less than 15 minutes. You have about 10 minutes now to figure out what you're going to do next week when you get Play-Doh. And this should be fun and exciting and engaging. I don't want you guys back here arguing back and forth, okay? So get it together. Figure it out. What are you giving me? This? Is this just extra? Well, if you wanted it separate, which you did, right?
Yes, you did. You just said I wanted separate, and then I was about to say yes. No, you said you were.
Okay. So, what do you want to do?
She picked the volcano, I picked volcano, and I want to do a pond.
Okay, so do a pond. That can be one of your bodies of water. Okay? Sound good? I'm going to come back and check on you in a few minutes. And you need to make sure Joy is picking stuff as well. Okay, okay. Just make sure you guys are working together. I put you three together for a reason. Not just because you sit next to each other, but I know all three of you can work very well. Okay? Don't let me down. You guys have about 10 minutes, okay?
5 minutes? I'm mad at somebody I'm older than you by half a second. Mad over I'm older than you by half a second. You still mad at me? How's the matter? She's only older than me by 10 seconds. I'm saying she's mad at somebody. Madeline. Oh, somebody like Madeline? She must be so pretty. She must be so.
Make sure you're all contributing and bringing
Not everybody's got to eat. She must be so greedy. Yeah, that too. I'm gonna draw my volcano already. Wait, I'm gonna draw my pond. I got an idea. Why don't we draw a volcano? Have the water coming out of it. It's so funny. She said, why do you have a water? You be quiet. She said, let's have a volcano of water coming out of it. And then she said, you guys just let me so much. Look, I'm not doing it. You guys get your own idea. And then I'm done. How are you?
What are you doing over here? Good? What are your ideas? Remember, you're only making 1 mile with Jojo, so you gotta come together to figure out what you want to do.
I'm not going to
You need, what are your 2 bodies? 1 to 2 bodies of water. Remember, you can do 1 if you want, but you need at least 1. Maya. Alright, go with your group. This is not your group. Okay. I will be with you in 1 second. Maya, look at me. What is going on? I really don't want to have to break up the group. I don't. Okay. Well, sometimes laughing can come off as mean. Sometimes. Even if you don't mean it to. She might think you're laughing at her, even if that's not the case. I understand. So what you can say is, Amaya, I am really sorry. I was not laughing at you. We have less than 10 minutes, and I really need you girls to work together to come up with your model. Okay? I don't want any tears, because tears make me upset too. This is supposed to be fun. We're supposed to work together and create something really cool for next week. Okay? Okay? I'm going to come back in a few minutes, but I need some more going on this paper. I see you have a volcano and a pond, but you need to come up with at least another landform. Okay? Well, remember, your model has to be realistic. So a volcano would never blow up. Okay, so this is just the ones that you want to do. Okay, so now you need a body of water. You need to make sure. Okay. Mountains, hills, lake. You know you have 4 All right. me clap twice. Okay, I just want to reiterate that I noticed that a couple of groups are each drawing their own individual thing, which is fine. Because ideally, you can all draw your own idea, and then as a group, you can decide which one you like the most, or which parts of each one you like the most. But when it comes to next week, you are only making one model. So you need to decide which picture you like, okay? Or you can all draw it together so you all have a blueprint. But remember, this is a group activity. You have like 3 to 4 more minutes, and then you have to come back to your seats to wrap up.
Okay, I did a volcano.
I mean, all of them. But you need to make sure that your group is on the same page. When you get the Play-Doh, you have to make one together. Okay? You all have the same? Yeah. So this is just you drawing it on paper. So once your picture is done, and remember, you need to write your names of your group members on the back of your construction paper.
Okay, I know it's not
Details are fantastic.
Yes. Okay, so
All right, boys, are you two in the same group? No.
I did a
There's
volcano.
only like 2 more minutes. Yes.
Okay, I know what your name on our picture. Me and Joy are gonna choose. Okay, raise your hand if you want a volcano. I don't want it anymore. Raise your hand if you want a pond.
Great.
Raise your hand if you want a hill. Okay, pond wins.
Sorry, you should be over your group.
You see no, you last time you said okay, let's make a pond. The first thing you said was a pencil, a pencil and
Remember, you really had
I can do that.
Go add that in your phone.
That is Spanish. Well, I don't even know what that means. It means hello, how are you? Why are you crazy? Yeah. Hello, I think so, see. Hola. What's hola? I think that's how you doing. It means you are so crazy. I think you're oh, Amaya, guess what? It smells amazing.
How are we doing?
Good. Can I get some candy? Good. You told me how to say that.
I will give you some later. Go sit down. I need to see what your motto is. Beautiful. Now label it. Mountain and ocean. Label it.
We're choosing what.
And then you need to put your group names on the back. Go sit with your group and do it. What? What? This? This is for where I work. Go sit down. You're distracting me.
We're choosing from these things.
So you got your volcano, your hill, and your pond.
Yeah.
So that's perfect because you need at least 2 landforms. So you have your 2 landforms and you have 1 body of water. So if those are the 3 you want to do, I think that's perfect.
What did Joy said she wants to do a peninsula?
If you want to do a peninsula, you can do a peninsula on top of that. You can have 3 landforms and you only have 2. So you can do another one if you want. It's up to you. Look up there.
Okay.
Find mountain on my anchor chart and spell it.
Okay, I know how to do it. Turn we did everything. Wait. Okay, so we have a peninsula right here. Here's that peninsula. Here's that peninsula.
All right. You have 1 minute to wrap up your design and write your names on the back.
All this
You
just
girls
look
need to
on
like
paper.
back
Is this good?
Okay, write your
I'm
name
not
on
telling
the
the weight.
on the back. All right. Okay. When you are done, this is where I want it. Back table. Make sure
lava. You know lava. Do you think my dad will do this? No, he is. He is. Yeah. He said we swear. What is that?
Alright, I'm counting to 20. By the time I get to 20, you should be in your seats and quiet, and your papers should be in the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 19 and a half, 19 and 3/4. Come on. Anything written down on it? No. Spencer, what are we doing? You should be back in your seat. It's fine. Just put it back. As long as I have your rough draft, that's all I care about. All right, give me a thumbs up if your group put your rough draft on the back table, which means everyone's thumb should be up. Okay. So, really quickly, because we are running short on time, we've gone a little bit over, and thankfully your teacher is very flexible and works with me when it comes to that. So, I want to have a quick little discussion before I give you this to do independently. So, who can share with me? I'm going to call on like maybe 2 or 3 people. What was the design process like? What was it like to draw and figure it out? Madeline? Do you know? You're blanking on the words. I'll come back to you. Mariko? It was hard. Why was it hard?
Because it was a little hard to draw
Draw the pictures? Yeah, and that's okay, because I'm not a very good drawer too, but I just wanted you guys to kind of brainstorm with your group and get some sort of idea visually on what you're going to do with your Play-Doh. I promise you it will be a lot easier to make these models with Play-Doh, okay? Your rough draft and your picture is just so you can remember what you're doing, and it saves a lot of time next week. Madeline?
It was like really stressful because one person wanted to do like a volcano, another Joy wanted to do a peninsula, I wanted to do a pond. It was just really hard.
So it was hard to kind of settle and do like the required amount, right? Because so many people wanted to do different things. That's okay. That happens. Jory, what was it like for your group?
It was,
Yeah, kindly.
it was not like,
Not what you expected. But did it all come together at the end?
yes.
Yes, that is all that matters. All right, I'm going to call on one more person. Levi. What was it like for your group? It was easy?
A little.
A little bit? Okay, what did you like about it?
Yeah. When I was drawing, I had my volcano and my island and it
Why are we all getting up? I'm confused.
and also I had
Go to the back. So I'm going to ask everyone one more time. Aubrey, I'm going to ask you a question. Is that what you should be doing right now? Okay, but is that what you should be concerned about right now? No, right? So put the paper towel down and listen to me for like 5 more minutes. So I'm going to ask you our essential question for our lesson, which will be the exact same essential question next week. So you need to make sure you're remembering and thinking about this. How do landforms and bodies of water interact? this Madeline knows. Roar. How do landforms and bodies of water interact? Yeah, I do see isthmus. What about isthmus? Yeah. So Roar brought up that how an isthmus is a narrow strip of land that connects two larger bodies of land, and it is surrounded by water, which is the way that it interacts. I also want you to see how a canyon, there is a river flowing in between the canyon, which is how the water is interacting with that landform. Okay? So, I am going to have my paper passer. Who is my paper passer? Do I have 2 paper passers? Who are they? Come up here. Levi and AC, come on up. You're just going to make sure you do one side of the room and you do the other. Make sure everyone gets one of those. When you get this piece of paper, I want you to write your name on it. And you are going to individually work on it. This is your post-assessment. This is to show me what you remember over the last few weeks, as well as what you kind of reviewed and learned today. So what you are going to do is you are going, use this as an example, you are going to look at the picture. I am going to be nice and leave my anchor chart up here for you as an easy, quick reminder. You are going to look at the picture and you are going to use the word bank to write which landform it is. Then, in your own words, you are going to write a definition. So I should not see my exact words written down on your paper. I want you to try to put it in your own words, because next time for the post-assessment, I probably will not have this up when you take it. Okay? But I know that it's been a while, and you guys have kind of moved into social studies, so for a reminder for today, I do want to keep it up. Go ahead and get started. Make sure your name is on it, and when you are done, it goes on the back table as well.